granted, I'm walking the fine line.
Absolutely.
And so why I'm driven to do
you
that.
know, when you do these consultation services, and I'm sorry if I cut you off here.
That's okay. I'm
So
with
when
you.
you're doing the
The passion, I wish I had a passion for something like that to do.
Absolutely. When you're doing the consultation services, now, what I get from you is that you're methodical, you're straight ahead, you're straight ahead with the business plan. You're a business type of guy, right? So what I get from you is that you're a guy that leaves a paper trail because you want to make sure you do it right. You're not in the right, but you want to make sure you do it right. So, do you give receipts out when you actually make a sell, like a consultation?
We've been trying, but what we're not that great on here is technical skill, like computer savvy. It's hard for us to get the printers to work.
But do you give a receipt?
So we just haven't got it to work. We have the machine.
Do you give a receipt for the transactions when you do a transaction?
Yeah, there's no receipt.
No receipts at all. So when we look through your place, we're not going to find any receipts for anything. The only reason why I bring that issue up is because you talked about the consultation about the elderly female who came out with her daughter or granddaughter, right? Did you give her a receipt? Not for the service that you provided for her? And then what about, you said she put you on retainer.
Yeah.
What was that retainer for? I mean, how much was it?
It was just for additional consultation. It was $1,000 retainer.
$1,000 retainer for that. And you didn't give her a receipt for that?
I did a $10,000 consultation retainer and then a receipt.
For her?
No, for somebody else.
Okay.
And it's just, I mean, the thing is, to a lot of the people, which this is what I don't get, a lot of the people who are 502 are still like super hush hush about it. So like for example, this guy worked with, he didn't want that receipt. You know what I'm saying? He didn't want me to use his name.
Yeah, I get it.
It's 502.
I get it, but here's my struggle. My struggle is that you're a cool dude and you're having an easy conversation here. But there are some holes that aren't being filled in.
Yeah.
Okay, there's some gaps in our conversation.
Okay,
and here are the gaps. The gaps are, you're very straightforward. You're business savvy. You've had, for years now, after you graduated college, and even before that, after you've had the experiences with your friends, you've had this mindset of, I think I know what I need to do. An epiphany of, how am I going to help the community? Right? And so you have actually gone to extremes here to put up fences. You have a business, you know, I grew too big, so now I put in a business. I have a payroll, I have people that I pay. I actually pay taxes on workman's comp, right? Not too many people who are trying to be legit do that, right? Or illegitimate people do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the problems I have is, so you don't give a receipt for something that's received, or you don't keep that stuff, or maybe you do, but you don't on certain things. You see,
there's no like difference. We just don't have the equipment that provides the it started kind of from the ground.
That's not a receipt, is it?
No, but we use those for like inner messages. So and then we just get rid of them. They have people's information on them. That's true. But we would have to do like handwritten receipts, and I guess I don't know. It's just never really been an issue. I guess you know what I mean.
How do you track your money? I mean, how do you know if there's employee theft?
Well, that part of it we do internally by just weighing everything. The only thing the reason we came up with the minutes like that is because then you can mark how many minutes it is and it gives you an overall even amount back. So you kind of know, but
where do they mark that? What's it marked? It's marked in a book of some sort, isn't it? And the guys have said that there's some kind of a
so
register or something that's out in the shack.
Yeah, they'll keep a log of how much.
Consultation.
Yeah, consultation time has occurred.
For you as the owner, or for maybe someone who runs the business, I want to know the day-to-day operation. They open up the doors in the morning and walk me through all that.
Okay, so generally if it was me, it would only be other stuff. Okay. So, but if it was somebody else and somebody called in, is that what you want?
No, I want to know how the business runs.
Oh.
How do you run the business?
What's all that means?
You know what, it might be, they have some like suitcase kind of things that they have like evidence collection kits, and that's what it sounds like.
So on a regular day-to-day, they would open up, you know, and then the phones just start.
So did they call you and tell you, hey, we're open, or do you just trust your employees that they open it up? They don't tell you what it is?
The girl who was here, Rachel, she's worked for me for a really long time.
Okay, so you trust that they open it up. Okay. Now, you've been in business for how long?
About 2 years.
Okay. So for the last 2 years, how many times have you been open where you've run short and you need to re-up somehow and you don't have the supply and you just found yourself at that point? You understand what I'm saying? How many times in the last 2 years? Think over maybe 100 times?
I don't know about all that. Like sometimes in the beginning that could happen.
Okay.
Yeah. But then a lot of the people who
I'm
work
asking in
here,
the last 2 years, how many times has your employees opened up, worked during the day, they give you a call, hey CJ, we're running short, we're about out, we are out, we need to re-up, we're losing customer base, we're losing money.
Right.
How many times in the last 2 years do you think that's happened?
a lot. That could happen. Yeah.
Does it happen?
Yeah, that could happen. Yeah.
It could
Any
happen,
day,
but
yeah.
does it happen?
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
happened. Okay. So during that time, what's your fix, man? I mean, what do you do to fix that problem? So you
I bring cannabis, my own. I sort of done this my whole life.
sure. I'm getting that.
My whole life.
I get it.
So I just
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing. I don't know how else to. I space it. I just do it. I don't know. But it's all about like a long time ago. I started growing.
So during the day-to-day operation, let's stay there. Okay. I don't want to hear about the dark and stormy nights.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I hear you,
okay.
I hear you.
Hey, listen. So throughout the day, you're making these transactions. What are your money loads? And what I mean by that are, what times a day do you pick up money and that sort of thing? Do you do it more than once a day, or
I should have.
you should have? Why do you say that?
Well, because if it builds up overnight, then the money's all here.
And the money's all here. Yeah, but have you ever collected money throughout the day and taken it somewhere instead of just having one primary money drop or money pickup, I guess? Okay, so who picks up the money when at the end of the day? Are you the only person that picks up the money? Has anybody ever picked up the money ever? Never. You just say I was crazy? If you didn't say it, you're thinking, right? Yeah. Look, man, I mean, we get it, okay? This is your business, and hey, congratulations, because you're doing a hell of a job. And I get that I absolutely get that, you're trying to do the right thing. Now, I believe, and I don't think it's a doubt in anybody's mind, that you're not doing the right thing. And I believe, and there's no doubt in anybody's mind, that you're not doing the right thing by selling marijuana like a Starbucks sells coffee out in front of this business. We know that, okay? Now, when you take the money from the business, okay, where do you take that money? Okay, who counts the money? Right, you don't count to make sure that you're out every day?
whoever's closing or whatever that we call them PIC. So the PIC would count the money.
Okay.
But I count it
Call
too.
them what?
Person in charge.
And as a person that's here running the show, or is it someone else, somewhere else?
So there'll be somebody here.
Okay.
Yeah. One of these girls. Like,
Okay.
And so,
Who's your best PIC?
Rachel.
Rachel? Is she a girl that you really trust? Now, Rachel, is that the girl that we met today? Rachel or Christina? Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so Rachel's your number one PIC. Who's your number two?
Oh, I don't know.
Not sure.
Yeah. Number two, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. So does Rachel count the money before she hands it to you? Is there a deposit slip, or how do you know what she's counting? She's giving you exactly what she's receiving. What she's receiving throughout the day. How do you know that?
She just writes it on the sticky note on the ground.
Like a post-it note or something like that?